Well, hello everyone. I'm hopping on a couple minutes early. It's been a long day, and and I'm hungry. So I didn't account for this like was dinner time, but anyway, it's so funny. You know how I draw cards to see if I choose the right deck for the evening, and so I grabbed. Let me show you. Sorry, my mudras. And I don't know if y'all really played around with mudras or not. The whole science behind them, of course, is really profound. How it works with the energy in the body and the meridians in the body. And they're really beautiful. So I pulled that deck tonight. And when I asked the deck if this is the right one to use, I got, now this is me being tired today, uh, stability. Can y'all see that mudra? And it says, I shall keep going. And I just had to laugh um, because that's exactly the mudra I needed to show up and just keep going. And this is called the Prawn Mudra, strengthens the eyes and brings inner peace, stamina, and confidence. Uh, it says here, my inner fire possesses me, strengthens me, and reveals to me my abilities and my possibilities. And so that mudra is holding your two fingers out and touching the three together. So that's that mudra. And so when you feel like you need a little boost of energy, some more stamina, a little pick me up, that's a wonderful mudra to hold. And of course, hold it in both hands and just take a few minutes, take a few breaths while you're holding that mudra. So this was perfect. Now, I want to, before we kind of dive in tonight, um, one of the things I wanted to ask everyone when you do submit your questions, and thank you for those that are sending an email, and thank you for those of you joining live. I always ask you to be specific with your questions. And the reason being because when we're in this kind of format, your questions, even though they're personal to you, they really serve the collective, and which I absolutely love. And so when you are a little bit more specific with your questions, the other thing is, it helps me get to them quickly. It's like I get more precision when I am reaching out. So when we're in a group format like this, you have to imagine the collective that is around us in this setting. And so if somebody asks a general question like, what does my guide want me to know today? It takes me a little more effort to kind of weed through all of that collective to get to that one answer. And so that's why, like, if we're having a one on one session, by all means, just say, is there a general message my guides have? Absolutely. In this kind of setting, though, I really prefer you get more specific. And that way, we can just maximize our time together, and know that even as specific as your question is, it's going to serve the whole collective. So hopefully that makes sense. Might repeat that a few times, but if you do ask a general question, I'm just not going to answer it. And that's why. And I didn't want you to think I was being rude. So, okay. And then, how are you? Okay. The other thing is, I finally put a Substack out today, and I don't know if y'all have signed up for that or not, but that's where I'm going to put a little bit more of my what I call woo-woo stories. So a little different than my newsletter, and I encourage you to check it out. It's in my YouTube profile if you want to check it out. This one that I put today, I think you'll get a kick out of. Kind of blew my mind yesterday. What happened. So anyway, if you feel like it, check that out. I love sharing those stories. I think the more we hear about what comes through in readings or just what can happen, the more it opens up to just possibilities that might be available, for all of us. So It's really fun. Okay, and then let's see here. Let's see here. If you're enjoying the show or you appreciate tuning in, and I believe Jeremy Rodney on tonight, he's so good about hitting the like button and reminding people to hit the like button. And I always forget to say something about that. So thank you, thank you. Okay, and then we will get to all of you guys here online. I've got a few questions that got sent in to me, and then we will jump online here. So let me see, and anything else. Okay, in the YouTube profile though, there's my Substack. If you want to sign up for, there's the website. If you want to get the newsletter, there are, at your request, I did put up a couple of buttons. If you want to leave a gratuity, that is not why I'm doing this. So it's all appreciated no matter how it rolls. Okay, with that, I'm going to read the Akashic Prayer, and then we're going to jump in here. Okay. I'm using tonight pyrite for that inner fire. Okay. I ask God if He will have a shield of love and truth around you permanently, so only God's love and truth will exist between you and me. I allow the masters, teachers, and loved ones of you to channel through me out of whatever realm to say whatever they wish. I ask the permission of the Lords of the Akashic Records so I'm able to look into the records of you and remove whatever information I'm allowed. Okay. We're seeing if the guides have a general message for us this evening. Hang on 1 second. Well, okay. They are once again acknowledging just the things in the universe, planetary shifts, just all of it really feels like it's beginning to climb on that way to that kind of climax point. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of intensity for a lot of people, a lot of shifts, a lot of changes, and a lot of it's really big stuff. And so the guides are acknowledging that, and there are more of us feeling bigger stuff right now. And they said one thing they want you to think about is that, especially tuning in to a channel like this and having your questions like this, you already acknowledge that you are a sensitive being and that you have good intuition. You are sensitive to things. You may not, again, tap into stuff like I do, yet you're sensitive. You're responding to the environment around you. You're even responding to the collective. And so be mindful when you're feeling a little out of sorts. If you can't pinpoint it to something, yeah, you know what? You're probably picking up on, Earth's energies, or just your antenna could be tuning in to what's going on in the country or a different country. And so you may not always know what's causing you to feel a little uneasy. Yet when you are, the guide said, just please come back to your breath, come back to your groundedness, and come back into that present moment. And so they're repeating that message a lot because we need it right now. And again, follow the monks, the walk for peace. And I didn't see the talk, if it was yesterday or not, but it's like they had over 3,000 people in complete silence with their hands over their heart, eyes closed, just breathing. And like we all have access to that. And so the guides are saying, really use them as an example. They are reminding you what you're capable of. So when you're feeling uneasy, known or unknown, come back to your breath, come back to being grounded. Know that things are always changing. Nothing is permanent. And this too shall pass. And if that has to be a mantra for a while, let it. The point being, honor your sensitivities, honor your feelings, honor your emotions, and be grateful for them, because they are allowing you a really extraordinary experience here on the planet. And in some way, it's allowing you to be a positive influence, whether that's just vibrationally or whether that's really being a presence in someone's life. But remember, when you show up for you, you're showing up for everybody. And sometimes we lose sight of that. We get caught up in our own stuff. And we forget that how we're being, what we're thinking, what we're doing is really reverberating out. I did a reading yesterday, and it was so beautiful. This woman, her father came in, and he said, I want to acknowledge that you've really had a lot of struggles and a lot of just stuff, one after the other. And he said, he showed her, it was like taking a hammer to metal and just like banging on the metal as if a silversmith was trying to create a hammered piece. And he was like, for every hit, it's like a challenge acknowledged. And in every hit, it was a release of frustration. And what he said was, when that hits and you hear that ping, it's like the sound takes that and carries it out to the universe. And he said, so sound travels and it's, spirals back. But by the time it comes back to you, it's transformed. And when it comes back to you transformed, it's bringing blessings. And so, yes, there's the saying, what we put out into the universe, we get back tenfold. That is one thing. But what he was also indicating is that when we release our emotions, when we honor them, we acknowledge them, but we let them go, then we're not keeping them in the body, and they can go out into the universe and be transformed. And so the fact that she's honoring herself and acknowledging that, sending it out, what he's saying is what's coming back to her is transformed energy in the positive that will balance the weight of what she put out there, which I think is a lovely thing to think of. Like, if that's true for her, it's true for all of us. So think about that, what you're putting out into the universe, and knowing the universe has the ability to transform it. And think about what you're choosing to hold in and hold on to, and then what's happening. You're not giving it an opportunity to transform. So let things go. And if it really is about getting a hammer out and hitting a nail, do that. Do whatever you have to do to release something you don't want to hold on to anymore. Like, don't keep things in, and let the universe do its magic, because it's a very giving universe. And it just knows love. And so it's like citrine. It's like a big piece of citrine. It can transform the negative into the positive. So the point being, let things go. So, okay. I love that. And I am going to on here get to my questions. Okay. Just have a few, and then we'll hop on here today. Okay. This is a cool question. Here's one. There are several species of animals on Earth that are really alien races: whales, octopi. Can you add to the list and talk about them? Are spiders in that group? Do they remember who they are and their history? How can we communicate with them better? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me see what they would say. So they are taking me two that they would like to talk about now. This does not mean we are limited to these extra two, but they are showing me the Dragonfly and the Firefly. That's interesting. Both in the fly field, but hang on one second here. And what they're saying is that not necessarily are they showing up in their intelligence like the octopus or a whale, um, but they are bringing a different element to the earth. And one thing they said that dragonflies are really extraordinary in that their four wings can move in all different directions at the same time, and there's no other creature like that. Dragonflies, they're saying, are very much like the cat in that they can walk between the veil. And what they're, oh, wow, this is so cool. I've never heard this. They are telling me that the veil that we think of and talk about between the seen and unseen world, they said is made of dragonfly wings. They are made of the same thing. That is super cool. Fireflies are here as a gift to bring, and fireflies, for those of you in the South, you might have grown up calling them lightning bugs. I know when I lived in California and I would talk about them, people didn't know what they were because they were more, in this kind of climate. But I'm assuming most everybody knows what they are now. But they are a gift to this planet to remind us to look for the light in the dark, and to remind us that there are guides out there and lighting the way for us. And there is a real sense of whimsy and just a magic around them. And there's not one person on the planet that would see a firefly and not be in awe of it, or not be captivated and brought right into the present moment. And so that is the gift of the firefly. 1 second here. Okay. Are spiders on the list? Okay. So they are telling me spiders come from their own planet. And there are many species and subspecies. And so, yes, you could consider them an alien being, and they too have a purpose. Hang on here. Most of you know spiders' message is to be mindful if you feel stuck and trapped in something, or if you need to be creative in something, like weaving your web, telling your story. On here. Not all spiders are, give me a second here. The guide said some spiders are here just to make the world a beautiful place. And they are here to show us, oh gosh, this is so cool. They are saying, so we're down here having our souls experience, living our stories. And the guides are saying, if we could have the macro view of our stories, we are each designing a web. And the spiders are here to show us what those stories look like. How powerful those stories are, how strong those stories are. And every single story is equally as important as the other. And they wish they could share that vision of looking at all of us here as living in our own little webs that we've created with our stories. And then seeing how the webs are entangled, coming together, working to create a larger web. They're also saying sound. Sound is very important. Hang on 1 second. There's something with spiders and sound. Vibration. Spiders sense through vibration. They don't hear or see something, but they feel the vibration of things, and that's how they communicate. So we would do well to be open to developing that gift within ourselves. Okay, and then she asked here, do they remember who they are and their history? So I am hearing it varies for different ones. Most of them know, because they come in to really be in the present moment and really assist on this journey on earth. Hang on here. If you were to communicate with their higher soul outside of their physical body, yes, they would remember. But most of them are here on their own journeys as well. And we covered that last time with animals in particular. And communicating with them better, I am hearing the same thing. The extra element would be if you can connect with their higher soul and reach them in that non-physical place. And I don't know, that takes practice to do, but it is entirely possible. So, okay. Okay, I have a question. I struggled with my relationship with my son-in-law since the beginning, about 15 years now. I wonder what is behind that spiritually. Perhaps the records, past lives, or who knows. Let's see. All right, I won't go into all the details, but let's just see. Okay, so let me see here. So what they're telling me to tell you is look in the mirror. And even though you can't consciously see yourself in this person, see if you can identify the hurt part of you. They are taking me here. I'm going to age 7. So I'm not sure what happened for you at age 7. But there's something about play or something got shut down. Anyway, they're saying that he is reflecting the parts that are hurting within you. How do I say that? That still needs some tending, that you might be rejecting. At the same time, he's demonstrating a behavior in an exaggerated form that you might give yourself permission to adopt. Not in that exaggerated form, but say what you want to say what you're thinking and feeling, and have boundaries where you need to stand up for yourself. I'm not saying push back, because when we push against something, something's always pushing our way. But if somebody's pushing us, we can stand our ground. So I'm hearing there's a little work for you to do personally. And once you address that internally, it can shift. So remember, he's looking at you, and his own insecurities are coming up, and his own lack of self-worth is coming up, because he's rejecting the parts of himself that you represent to him. And so if you can understand it's not personal, he probably doesn't even know he's doing it. Have a little compassion for his inability to soothe himself. I don't know if he just didn't get the nurturing growing up. The kindness is so unfamiliar to him. And then some people, they're addicted to drama. If they were born in it, and they haven't really done any personal work, they just tend to recreate drama. And often it is through one person. So I would say you are, instead of feeling like you're being attacked and you're being shut out, understand the role you're playing for him is an invitation to evolve. And so stay true to you. And hang on here. And even if you have to love your grandchildren from afar right now, I'm just hearing to tell you it won't always be like that. And you will have a lovely relationship with them. So I'm not sure how old they are yet. Focus on your time with them, whether that's FaceTime, whether it's cards you send them, whatever that might be. But let that be your priority. Focus on the joy in building a relationship from afar. Um, for right now, but I'm hearing it won't always be like this. So hopefully that's helpful. I know that's a lot, and it's a big stuff you're going through. Okay, two more. Hang on, y'all. Okay. Can you see any insight as to why my designer for my house renovation stopped working with me? He said it was because I hired a builder that doesn't always do everything by the book, but I think it's more than that. Okay, let's see. I'm hang on here. I would say it's a little self-serving. It might be that, but I also feel like he had somebody he might wanted to have worked with more. Uh, but I do think he's right. I mean, it's sincere in that he doesn't like who you hired, and I think he felt like you didn't trust his judgment and guidance there. That was a pretty snap decision to just abandon the whole project, but kind of take that as a blessing in the sense that just take it, he vibrationed right out of your life, if you know what I mean, right out of that project. So I would look at it as, I don't want to say dodged a bullet, but it's kind of got that feel. The guides have something better in store for you. So they're saying just wish him well along his way. He played his part. Okay. Okay, how do you feel about using AI to access the Akashic Records? So this person said, for me, I don't think anything compares to working with someone who can access it and interpret it for you. But I've enjoyed using chat as a way to learn and compare with other sources, and I found it to be pretty accurate. Just curious what your thoughts are. So, somebody asked me this several months ago in an individual session, and the guide's response to this person was, we will use any means to get messages through to you. So, can you use chat to access the records? Well, it's not necessarily a sentient being, or a consciousness there that's like accessing the records, through an intuitive, process. However, if your guides know you are receiving messages and from that avenue, they'll send you message from that avenue. And the point being, whether it's chat, whether it's through somebody like me, whether it's through somebody doing a post on social media, it's got to resonate. If it doesn't resonate, toss it. Resonance is going to feel right in your body. And so, can AI access the Akashic Records? Indirectly, and that's because your guides can manipulate how that is happening and what's coming to you. So does that make sense? So you know what? I'd love to use chat for dream interpretation, and sometimes it will ask me, because it knows what I do, if I would like the Akashic perspective on this dream. And I'll take it because it's always a little different. And again, for me, I like to consider all perspectives and then really take what resonates for me, just like the person that asked this question. And so, that's something you might want to try. And I did, playing around one day, ask chat if there was any message from me for the universe that I needed to know right now. I think it was just one morning, just to see what would happen. And what came back just was like, it didn't really hit me. So I just laughed, like, okay. I'm not going to use it for vague stuff like that. So, but play with it, be open, and again, trust the resonance of it. That's fun. Okay. Okay, so let me see here, you guys. I got to go back. Let me see. All right. Hi. I'm meeting tomorrow with a foreclosure attorney. I was sent a notice of default yesterday. I have until February 23rd to pay my late. All right, hang on here. I'm 62 and in grave danger of losing my home. I thought I could claim Chapter 13 bankruptcy to save it and pay for it, but now I'm reading that my Social Security income will not be allowed. Hang on here. Okay, so you need a message. Wow, to go with focus. Okay. Okay, let's just see what your guides would. So they can, again, things are feeling like they're just like getting so much more intense. So I am asking, is this happening because you need to surrender to the idea of moving, of being in a different home? Is this the way the universe is trying to push you in a new direction? You're on the tail end of that second Saturn return, and pardon my language, but big shit happens in our Saturn returns, and it's not always pleasant. But remember, Saturn return is here to get our souls to evolve. And Saturn comes in to, and especially at the 60 mark, that time period, to line us up with our soul's purpose. And so change always comes every Saturn return. So every 30 years. The second one really is about aligning with what we came here to do. And so they're not telling me right now what's going to happen with your home when you're not home, but here's what I'm hearing to tell you. There's a part of you that needs to surrender to the idea of it and let go of the panic and trust in the process, because I will tell you this: you are being guided, and it's either to surrender and trust in the process. It's either to accept that there's a new life for you on the other side of this, that this is going to put you on a path that you didn't even know you wanted to be on. And so what I am hearing for you is to be with it right now. Of course, there's panic and fear, our homes, our security. And when that's challenged in this way, it upends everything. Yet, something will work out. Something will work out. Your highest and best is being served. And that's what I'm being told to tell you. They understand your fear. And they want you to also understand they are holding your hands and they are leading you through this. And they want you to really be able to access that support and trust that your highest and best is being served. And so when things are going away that we don't like the way they're going, and it just seems like there's nothing we can do to change it, that's when we have to really say, okay, something's happening here. I can't see it, but I know it's for my greater good, because it wouldn't be happening otherwise. Somehow this is going to serve me. And so I'm hearing, just for now, go through this process. Be open to this meeting tomorrow. Be open to the possibilities that will be presented to you, and allow yourself to trust. So I hope you tune back in with us next week and give us an update, and we can check in again. But I really feel like the most important thing for you right now to hear is take this one step at a time and know that you're being supported. So I'm not hearing there's anything to react to yet. You are still in the information gathering place, but you're in a very reactive posture right now. And so they want you to kind of get out of that, and just you're collecting information, and you will make the decisions you need to make, and you are supported. So I can't tell you yet on the house. It's like, this is much more important right now, your energetic presence, if that makes sense. Oh, I hate that for you. Okay, here's one. I'm wondering if I have already met or had a relationship with my soulmate in this lifetime or yet to be. Mhm. Okay. All right, here. You know, well, the guides would tell us we have multiple soulmates in a lifetime, yet they understand your question. Like, that love for life kind of thing. Is that person still out there? Oh, now they could say yes. And their interpretation might be in an animal, because animals are soulmates too. Um, what they would rather have you do is ask out to the universe uh, to send me my next person that's going to allow me to expand, that being in partnership with will bring out the next best versions of myself. They said, look at it that way, because soulmates do that for us, sometimes in not pleasant ways and sometimes in very pleasant ways. Um, so put that out there. There's still someone to come, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Okay. Mm, let's see here. Okay, good. All right. What is my soul contract with my current dog, Molly? Is there anything I can do to connect with her more? Is there anything she wants me to know besides I need to clean my room? Oh, okay. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Molly's not picky about your room. She's okay with that. Um, so, hang on here. She is saying she is a guide for you in this next relationship that's coming your way. And this person's going to really love her, and Molly's really going to love her, and or who this person might be. And let's see here, Molly said she is demonstrating with you your relationship, how lovely a relationship with a person can be, and to keep that in mind. That's so interesting. Like, that person should respond to you like Molly, and you should treat that person like Molly, like you treat Molly. It's that just sweet, unconditional love and appreciation. And that is a large reason why we have animals, especially dogs. Dogs in particular are here to demonstrate that for us. But she's telling me she loves you dearly. She's been with you before 3 times, she's saying. This is her 4th time with you for some reason. So it might have been in a different kind of animal. Um, so I don't know if you have felt that you've known her before. Um, mhm. But I would say she'll travel with you for life this lifetime. Okay. All right. I heard a story of a dragonfly telepathically tell a kid to hold still while it grabbed a bug that landed on it. I'm not surprised. Dragonflies are just something to be in awe of. I love that. Okay. Hi, good evening. Thanks for coming tonight. Your first time here. Um, okay. Hello, everyone. Second Saturn return. Didn't you say you were 62? You said 62. Saturn return is not over until 62 passes. Hang on here. Oh, you're about to get Uranus square my natal Uranus. I have Uranus in my second house natal. Wow. Hang on here. What is your sun sign? Yeah, if you feel like telling me, let me know. I'm kind of curious. I don't know if the rest of y'all felt a shift on Tuesday when Uranus went direct in Taurus. It's been in retrograde since September. And I know everybody I talked to yesterday and today felt a major shift and didn't even know, but I'm positive is that planet. So Uranus is considered a revolutionary planet. And so you got to look at where it's showing up, what sign, what house for you. And again, use ChatGPT or just Google Uranus and Gemini for Leos, for example, and see what it says, because that's getting ready to happen in March, and it's going to be there in Gemini for the next 7-8 years. So, but we are also closing out, I believe it's this week, a storyline that started in 2018 or 2019 for you. So a lot of endings and beginnings right now, a lot, and it is intense. So let me see here. Here. Okay, let's see. Do my guides have anything to say about my rekindled relationship? We both look forward to sharing a home, and it feels fast, but it would be easier for both of us. Okay, let's see. Do my guides have anything to say about my rekindled relationship? We both look forward to sharing a home, and it feels fast. Okay. All right, let's see here. Well, if it feels fast, you might want to look at that, feeling fast. And let's see here. What'd you say here? It would be easier on both of us. Okay. So what the guides would say is, if it's moving fast and things are uncomplicated and seem to be flowing with ease. There's a difference when things move quickly with ease. Just think of water flowing quickly, and then there's a difference with rapids, like whitewater rapids that are flowing fast, but, hitting boulders, things like that. And so what you have to look at just the whole path is what the guides are saying. And if it feels like doors opening, or just like, wow, this is fast, but we're hitting all green lights, I don't even have to adjust my speed, then yeah, keep on going. Yet if things keep popping up for you to have to slow down a little bit, then that is the universe asking you to slow down a little bit and pay attention to the whole path, if that makes sense. So they appreciate you asking that question, but they want you to honor your feelings of it being fast and broaden your perspective to the rest of the story, I guess, if everything else is falling into place and if it feels uncomplicated. If it feels complicated, if it feels tricky, if it feels like there's something to manage or manipulate, then you might want to have cause for pause. So, but they appreciate your awareness around this and looking. So it feels like moving in together, it's like both of you getting in the same boat and there's no way off the boat, no matter what. And is this person you want to be on a boat with? Like, has this person proven to you is a good boat partner no matter what? No matter how rough the waters get, no matter where the boat might go ashore, where it might flip, will y'all work together to ride it? So think about that analogy. They said, let that marinate and even ask for a dream of clarity around it. So, okay. Let's see. Cancer rising. On here. Oh, wait. Let me go back here. Oh, okay. Okay. Cancer rising. North Node conjunct my exit. This is my 10th house, Jupiter moon. Oh, Leo sun. Oh, you know what? Leos, the last 7, 8 years have been really hard, and I don't know if that's been your experience, but it is all. But so what's been going on for Leos with all this planetary stuff is to shake you out of a traditional way of being. And so what's happening for you Leos is like, man, wake up. You're meant to be here in an unconventional way, non-traditional way, and really like access that part of you that's so unique and different from everybody else, or how everybody even knows you. So part of this journey for you has been about your identity, and your identity getting a whole overhaul. So if that's happening, I would trust that there's a reason, because something is ready to blossom. But for Leos, you should really start to feel a break soon. Like, all this disruption, this revolutionary energy is really starting to get behind you. And I want to say it's moving. I think with Gemini, does it go into your relationship house this year? Is that right? I'm not sure, but you'll have to check. Okay. Oh, 0 degrees, opposite moons. Hang on there. Oh, and then the moon in Pisces. See, you got all that Pisces stuff too that's shifting. And then the Virgo Pisces axis, that's getting ready to shift too, to Aquarius Leo, right? Okay, I've seen what I see as green lights from the universe. All right. Make sure you have clear glasses on, not those rose-colored glasses. Okay. All right. So Sherry Berry, with the house and all of this stuff going on, man, I am hearing, like you said, tomorrow you're going to meet with your lawyer. Hang tight. See what's presented there to you. Be open to change. So the other thing that's been happening, it happened twice yesterday in readings, and I wrote about this in my Substack, is sometimes the guides just want to get a message to you, an idea to you, and they want you to be open to accepting it. That's it. Sometimes all you have to do is surrender for things to shift in your favor. And that surrender means letting go of the fight against something, and be open to an idea of something, and then it'll shift. All they want is for us to be flexible, for us to be open, for us to trust in the journey and the guidance, and really trust in the flow of things. And so when things are shitty that are happening, that's a story we're telling ourselves. Somehow or another, we've labeled it as that. Yet if we can just back up a little bit and say, okay, I'm going through this. It's happening for a reason. I don't know the reason, but I'm just going to go through it. And we surrender to that, let go of the panic and the fear. Then that's really, most of the time, that's what's needed for it to shape up like you want it to. And I'm not saying that for everybody, because sometimes we have these real challenges, and those would be something we might have written into our soul contract to have that experience. So, okay, let's see. Who's this? Experience so much confusion regarding my boyfriend. I'm Pisces. He's Aries. Well, okay. Very different. And think about this, and we'll just talk simply here. But Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It is the wise elder. Aries is the first sign, so it's considered the infant. Polarizing energies, absolutely. You've got Pisces is water, Aries is fire. When they come together, you can have a lot of steam, but technically water can put out fire. So and those are just your basic sun signs, but that's just like a first level idea of compatibility. Probably not the easiest match. Aries are, well, think of the infant. It is me, me, me a lot of the times, like I am so excited to be here. Um, it, so, and then you've got Pisces who's like been through all that and is intuitive and dreamy. You've got Aries that wants to blaze trails, and Pisces like, I got no need for that anymore. So there's just a really difference in a way of being, but all signs can work. All combinations can work. You just have to know what you're working with. So in all things, communication is key. In most relationships, communication, can solve so much because everybody's perspective is, we're all just looking at things from our own lenses, our own stories, our own experiences, our own web, that we've created. And so we often can't see where another person's coming from. When they say something, we hear something different, vice versa. So just be open about that. And, if you see red flags, honor them. And just be kind to yourself in this. Hopefully that helps. Probably not on the same page. So, but that doesn't mean anything. You could be there. Oh, the other thing is the way they fall in the zodiac. So when two signs come, sun signs side by side, so like Pisces to Aries, the one behind, what they say is like Pisces, even though you've been around the zodiac, Pisces has things to learn from Aries, and Aries will be the patient teacher for Pisces. And so think about Aries. It's like ready to blaze a trail. And you got Pisces, it's just kind of watery, fish, and you'll see two fish, one upstream, one swimming downstream. And Aries may be there to give you a little more structure, a little more direction, as in you can still blaze trails, and Aries may show you how to do that. So, and you may offer him a more intuitive approach, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to draw a mudra for us to wrap up. Let's see. For the week. Oh, I love this. It's inspiration, be creative. And so this is, hang on here. Okay, so it's taking your thumb over your pinky, and then your middle two fingers over the thumb. Hang on here. Oh, if I can do that. And then putting your pointers together. Does that make sense? See how I did that? And so this mudra activates and synchronizes both halves of the brain. Take a deep breath of fresh air, drink some water, swing your arms and legs, and give your hands a thorough massage. While performing this mudra, visualize a constantly changing skyscape, tinted white or dark clouds, storm, thunder and lightning, a rainbow, and maybe now not a cloud in the deep blue sky. She suggests to get some paper and pen and write down all the ideas which come about your project or your life situation, including the craziest, the ones you already had a long time ago, everything. Let them flow like a waterfall and see what happens. So Sarasvati, the goddess of creativity, shows me my talents and showers me with good ideas. I accept this profusion with joy and thankfulness. So it's the Sarasvati Mudra, bringing a state of wholeness in the brain. So uniting that left brain and right brain. Wow. Okay, I like that. This was wonderful, you guys. I hope to see you all next week. I am going to Virginia on Monday to meet with my sisters. Hopefully my younger sister comes. And then we are going to go be in DC when the monks arrive on Tuesday and Wednesday. But I will still be here Wednesday evening. I'll just be from my sister's house up there. And I'm so excited to go do that and eager to report back and then connect with you all next week. So thank you so much, and I will see you soon.